Hello, I am Munjan Daster, your Dungeon Master and World Builder personal trainer, and today I am here to help you get your campaign pumped up as quickly and as easily as creatively possible. And today is Pirates, Episode 1, creating your duct tape character in a one-shot campaign for first level characters. First, I'd like to make a quick apology about the lack of table of contents and my new techie capabilities. I am new to this. I will get better. I promise. They will be coming soon. Cool inserts, fun little whatevers. Yeah, all that stuff. One day, soon. All right. So, you and your friends want to play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder. I'm playing Pathfinder. You have no DM. You, having the most experience and out of necessity, have been named. You have never built a one-shot, let alone a world. Where do you begin? You begin at ground zero with your characters. Let me introduce you to my group. As I said before, we are running a pirate campaign. You would think bringing characters together should be easy, but usually that's rarely the case. So I'll introduce you to mine. First up, we have Rapscallion DePlank, not DePlank. A swashbuckler mercenary from some humanoid evil underdark race I haven't heard of. Me. I haven't heard of it. It's not a drow. It's not a human. It's some albino in between. He's evil and has an alter ego, multiple personalities. Alright. Next we have Mad Madam Morgan. She is a catfolk swashbuckler pirate. Yes, a cat at sea. Quick interjection, a little about myself. I don't know many variant classes. I am very straightforward, generally as a DM, and I don't have time for it usually. If I do use a variant class, it's something I probably built myself. As DM, I am running monsters, terrain, weather, NPCs. Your players should know their class. If you don't take the time to figure out one character after weeks and months of play, I'm probably not going to play creator for you. Help your players. Let them help you. People that really want to play and enjoy it will show it. Okay, back to catfolk. Mad Madam Morgan, swashbuckler. I don't know swashbuckler rules, but that's okay. My party wants to play, and I trust they will fill me in as needed on their race and classes. Next, we have Fior, a foul-mouthed, one-armed undying bard. Cool, a caster. Okay, let me look up undying. Undying this, undying that, undying book, undying chest, undying CD, undying band. It took me forever to find. But that's okay, I like digging, whatever. What did I learn? They are tribal and very reclusive. Some water-based abilities. That was it. Probably spent like 2 hours. But got it. Alright. So, the party is at 3. 1 half-caster and 2 melee. A multiple personality subterranean albino. Cat not afraid of water. Very quick to anger or nap. And then a part water humanoid asshole with a wooden arm who enjoys messing with people and especially DMs. Off to a real pirate crew. As DM, how do you choose your characters? You should always have a group discussion. My group, bless their tiny black murder hobo hearts, chose a pirate setting in a wild, wild west, waterworld, apocalyptic atmosphere. Awesome. Everyone sucks. I can feel okay about being murder hobos and make my NPCs so evil I want them dead. For those of you who like good align campaigns, all this will still be relevant. Instead of, the wild, wild west, make your campaign like a Robin Hood based. Your group of people, they're the only good people. They're stealing from the evil and giving to the poor. Easy as that. Everyone's still your enemy, and you can still do awesome things. All right, as a group, we agreed on a 21 point ability start. It's closer to epic ones, I think. I think epic is 25, maybe. But so that gives you starting abilities of 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. We are heroes, so yeah. And I think that's a nice wide variety range. A lot of the people I tend to play with, they always like to do the one extreme. They'll take the -8 for the 18. I don't like doing that. I don't like being bad at anything. Anything. We also decided we each start with a campaign feat. Awesome. I think that's fun. I like having characters with all kinds of stuff. We want the campaign to focus on our ship, yet to be named or had, and to rely on skills more than a usual hack and slash. Sailing and crafting are going to be very important, along with swimming. I think probably all of our characters will have swim. Maybe there'll be one eventually that doesn't. Who knows? But swimming is going to be very important. I will make sure of that. So far, our party has 2 martial characters and a minimal spell power with maybe some healing. What else will our party need? Healing and spells are going to be a must. There's always tons of magic in D&D. I think that's just something that happens. Maybe a lot of engineering for a lot of you steampunk people. We're doing a little more steampunk than I've ever done in this one, which is also cool. So what else are we going to need? Someone to do mundane work, like watch the ship and work on it. Do little things like that, sell off goods, buy food, all the things that are very important that we don't really keep track of usually. I know we plan to have a big ship eventually with a large crew. So I decided to make 2 characters, and they are twins. Fun. They protect each other, and more than anything want to adventure and explore. Okay, who are they? I named them Jack and Jill Jingleheimer Spit. They're humans. Why human? They start with extra racial skills and additional racial feat. For duct tape characters, this is just flat out awesome. I'm just getting all kinds of stuff as being a human, and it's also minimal racial stats and changes. Very straightforward to build human characters. So as a DM, that is very important. So Jack will also be a bard, some casting, mainly buffing, lots of useful skills. An extra muscle PC as well. His goals are going to be a super swimmer, a super sailor, and a master ship carpenter crafter. Jill is a rogue with lots of skills. Forgeries, star charts, maps, could be a captain if no one steps up. She tries to stay out of combat and avoid danger. Superb sailor, high intelligence, and for my campaign bonus feat, I like to choose things that enhance their skill sets, making them better at what the campaign goal is. A better mercenary, better sailor, better whatever. But in this case, better sailors. When it comes to sailing, or, something that'll make them better at filling in story gaps and holes. So, for Jack, for his campaign feat, I gave him endurance. That way he can swim a long time, he can row the boat a long time, he can stay up long on extra watches, all kinds of stuff like that. Don't have to worry about it. For his racial feat, I gave him skill focus swim, and his level 1 feat deceitful, +2 to bluff and disguise. Mix it up a little bit. Jack is a showboat that doesn't give up and loves being the main distraction. Alright, for Jill, I gave her skill focus, knowledge local for her campaign feat. That adds a lot to her character story. She knows people, she knows things, she listens and watches. I also gave her, for her racial feat, skill focus sailing. Jack and Jill's parents were fishers. Deft hands for her level 1 feat. +2 to disable device and sleight of hand. She's crafty. She's a trickster and a superb sailor. For their crafts, I gave Jack rope and carpentry, and for Jill, forgery, sewing, and maps. You know, and then because I chose Bard and Rogue, they have very high skill counts. They get lots of skill points as well. You know, they've got a huge list of different things, so I can take them anywhere I want. So now I have two simple starter duct tape PC/NPCs that I can bring in and out as needed. Cool. With the racial skills, remaining skill points, I try to spread things out evenly, maybe put a couple extra in a single focus or not. With Pathfinder, you get an additional 3 points for every skill, every class skill that you put ranks in. So I try to put one in all of them because then you're just at a base 4 for all the skills that you're interested in and possibly want to improve on later on down the road. For 3-5, you get ×4 at level 1. A little broken, but awesome if you're like a ranger or a rogue and starting with 50 skill points at level 1. That's crazy. I really enjoy that. But and then for 5th edition, their skill system is much simpler, but they have background, which I just love. Picking bonds, ideals, and flaws for your character, and then you get some bonuses or additions or little story things to add to them. I think it's just great. I should make my party do it. Even though we're playing Pathfinder, I should take the book over there and say, hey, look at this, pick one, each and every one of you right now. I'm going to, if I remember. Okay, so I've done all these skills, I've picked all these feats based off skills, and, you know, just to show you what it actually looks like, at level 1, Jack has a +5 to swim. He has +1 strength, +3 skill focus, and 1 rank in it. In Pathfinder, with that +3, he is at a +8 to swim. He is a strong swimmer at level 1, which is what I wanted, a superb swimmer. If I am going to throw an NPC in the water, or if I throw a player character in the water, Jack can potentially go and save them. You know, and that'll be fun. Let's see. So for Jill, at first level, Jill has +8 to profession sailing. She has +1 wisdom, +4 ranks, and +3 for her skill focus. With Pathfinder, +11 at level 1. She is a good sailor. In take 1, I said a DM should play a caster. I don't count a bard or a paladin as a caster in this aspect. They just don't have that much additional spell power right away at the start. That being said, I will play both. I've never played many bards, so I'm excited about that. I have played a paladin. A lot of people hate them. Whatever. They can be fun. You play a paladin who's following the rites to a god of slaughter, you dumb murder hobos. If that's what you want, it's all the same. Anyways, so where was I? So Jill has all that. Take 1, yep, paladin caster. Alright, therefore our party is lacking in a big caster for the moment, but I think we'll be fine, and that'll work itself out down the road. And as a sneak peek to the future, we have added a caster, and most of our player characters now have 2. They have not all been introduced yet, but they will be shortly. So, to start, we have 2 swashbucklers, a rogue, and 2 bards. A little strange, huh? From varying places, all somehow they end up together. So every great tale seems to start and end at a tavern. Cool. How did we all end up there? This is no party of elves from the same forest. This is a group of scallywags and outcasts. Level 1 party, keep it simple. The world will grow as you play. You are DM and your party is hungry. You have no world. These characters are ready, but you are not. So for first missions, I like to use animals and natural creatures. It's simple, and it's something to give your world a little bit of tooth, if you will. So I open my monster manual and I look at things with a challenge rating of 2 or less that fit the terrain, climate, and campaign. And then I start juggling around ideas. You can even ask the other players. Maybe they have a good idea. Find out, and then you can facilitate. Giant crab jumps right out at me. CR2, perfect. They should be a little tough. Make them work for it. and we're some decent XP, so maybe we can get that level 2 quick. How about we start on a boat? I don't know anything about boats. Okay. How about a haunted castle? That sounds like a ton of work and backstory. Okay. Good old tavern it is. Where is it? We don't have a map or any ideas, so we'll say it's by Jack and Jill's house. Perfect. Is it a busy place? That also sounds like more DM work. No, it's not. It is one building, one crappy dock, and a bartender. We've already used up half the day fine-tuning our characters, introducing them. We want to play, but we don't want to get into anything big. This is a one-shot. So, on the beach, single road to town, goes past Jack and Jill's house. We're going to make the bartender an NPC. Late 40s human, ex-sailor, no tongue. Name is Whistler. Carries a whistle. Known Jack and Jill since they were babies. What's the tavern called? Broken Thimble. Well on our way. So, now we have a simple setting. We even have names to give it a little bit of depth. For the creature, we chose the giant crab CR2. If the party just annihilates it, I can always bring in more, or even bring in a crab swarm. So, why is the rest of the party there? Ask them. Fior, the asshole undying. Well, his ship left him because he is an asshole. Roll for how many weeks he's been there, months, years. You know, it's real simple. You can just let the dice decide, or you can just make something up. Next, we have Rapscallion de Planck. He declares his ship was sunk, and he washed the shore a few days ago. Perfect. He's at the tavern too, drinking, waiting for his first way to get out of here. Mad Madam Morgan is unsure. Now, as DM, you can offer suggestions, and even sometimes just take over. Everyone's there except Mad Madam. We need something big and climactic to happen. Okay, so we find out a little bit about her. And as I was reading about crabs, I found sometimes full moons affect them strongly. So it is a full moon, and we are at the tavern for miles, or at the only tavern for miles around, having a good old time. Mad Madam Morgan was a stowaway on a merchant ship. That was one of her feats, was stowaway. So I decided to have her ship crash into the tavern. That sounds exciting. Sadly, all her shipmates were eaten by these crabs. At one point, her entire ship was just covered in them. But then they crash here. Yeah. She's all that remains, safe, and is trapped in the cat's nest. Now the party will defend itself and have a potential boat with an exciting entrance. But wait, we still don't have a map, a tavern, a dock, and a ship. I'm not an artist. Luckily for you, as your personal trainer, I sort of am. I'm not Picasso, but I can draw some things, paint some things, I can do some stuff. Drawing amazing buildings takes practice, but you can get by with squares, lines, and circles. The imagination will fill in the rest. Ships are a whole nother boat, and I will get to that. So, we have a tavern, a dock, and a road. Get your pen and pencil, and to start, always start on some scratch paper. It's much easier. So, we will start. For our shoreline. Oh, before I do this, I'm going to introduce you guys to dry erase dungeon tiles. They are the best thing ever. One box comes with 5 10x10 grids. That's 4 of these little guys put together. 5 of them. Awesome. This one's a 5x5. There's 16 of them. I got my first one as a gift from my battle brother Glarb. I went and bought out a second box immediately. They are just the best. But if you don't have them, whatever you're using, draw it on a piece of scratch paper first. So we have a dock, a tavern, and a shore, or a road. So to start, we're going to put it on the shore. You've got land and you've got water. On your piece of scratch paper, you're just going to make a snaky line. You see that? There you go. Dock or shoreline. Now you're going to add a tavern. On that snaky line, you're going to draw a square. It doesn't have to be right on it. It can hang over the water a little bit. That's fine. Yeah, you see that? Now you got a tavern and a shoreline, land, water. Now we need a dock. Next to that, you're going to make another square, but this one's going to be long. It's going to be more like a rectangle. And it's going to go all the way along it. You have a dock. Very simple. Now, you want to fancy it up a little bit? Let's make that dock look more like a dock. Add some lines. That tavern, I think it could use a spot to fish off of in the back. So let's add another square, the whole length. Boom. Now you've got a fishing dock too. So you got a place for your boats and a place to fish. Inside the tavern, well, it's going to need doors. So we'll do 2 doors. Use squares to make doors. And then we need a bar. And for that, we'll just do a giant owl. Boom, there you got a rough draft. You got a door out to go fishing, a door out to the street. Oh yeah, we don't have a street yet. So that street, we'll just take it. Goes right up the shoreline. Boom, there's a street. Picasso. Getting Bob Ross up in here. Yeah, there we go, Bob Ross. Now for story info, Jack and Jill's. Put a big arrow. Boom, their house is that way. We're all at the tavern. So now you have your rough draft. So, with this rough draft, I'm going to show you what my final looks like on the dungeon tile. I've added a couple things. I'll break it down for you. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about new techie stuff. So as you can see, on that pier, we added a couple rowboats. There's 2 guys out fishing. Water, it's got squiggles in it. There's a road. There's people in there. Added some tables and chairs and a bartender. Got some figures in there. Good to go. Now, I'm going to give you a quick show of what I used for boats. Rowboat, super simple, 5x10. You want to make it fancy? Add some oars. I decided a cog is what we were going to use. Mad Madam is on one. It is a fishing boat. It's a little bigger. It can have quite a few people. Here's a quick little side view with some notes. It's 50 feet long by 25 feet wide. It's got a single mast and a single sail. It's got all your basics. It takes a minimum of 4 to crew, maximum of 8, and then it has 40 to 60 people that you can fit in there too. Boom. Find a picture. Go on Google and just pick a picture and then show it to your party. And then if you want to change it, maybe try doing some art stuff. Print it out and just use a light table or just trace it, do whatever. Use paint on your phone and just do whatever you gotta do. But I am also going to show you now my ship on a grid. Right there. 2 pieces, fits perfect. That's my mast. That's the part on the back that goes up a little bit. You got all the fun stuff. Take a screenshot of my picture. Yeah, tell me about it. Let me hear all about it. I'd love to hear that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got all our basics. We've got our tavern, our dock, our ships. Everything's good to go. 2 rowboats. Everything looks fancy. You've added some art. Cool. So here's the side views. circles, squares, and lines. Easy as that. On the porch, I added all that stuff. All these little things breathe life into your map. Thanks for watching. Next time, tune in for Pirates, Episode 2, running your one-shot and an intro to terrain additions to spice it up. Stay creative and see you next time.